Shalom, everybody, and good evening from Israel. I'm very thankful that you are joining us. Very special broadcast in a very special time here live from Israel. Certainly not my intention to do this broadcast this evening, but I am in Israel right now, and I wanted to share with you what we know, what we don't know, and some biblical perspective of what's happening right at this moment in Israel. Before though I continue, I want to encourage you to do a few things for me. It is very important that this particular broadcast will get to more people than normal. In order to do it, I need everybody on the broadcast to hit the little like and the share button so that it will be able to reach as many people as possible. Number two, there is a link on your screen right now for Operation Israel. I'm asking everybody tonight to go to this link and support Israel. We are here in a major projects that are doing in the land of Israel. And because of what's happening right now, we urgently have to move fast and raise more funds immediately today for the state of Israel. Therefore, I'm asking you tonight to go to Operation Israel and support this work. There's a big banner on your screen right now for Operation Israel. Please make sure that you support it and that you get behind it today. So, let's talk a few moments, and then I'm going to give you a chance for questions and answers after that. What we know and what took place today. As a matter of fact, I was in central Tel Aviv today when the news broke that although Israel had not admitted it, I think it's pretty safe to assume that Israel is behind it. I don't think there is any other country that can pull off the things that Israel pulled off today. And there was a bug that was implanted into the beeper system of Hezbollah, and it was able to reach thousands upon thousands of Hezbollah operatives. And simultaneously, the beeper got heated up and started to beep. And the moment the person looked at the beeper, it blew up and killed and injured and taken care of this Hezbollah operative. We know that there are hundreds who are critically injured, and we know there are over 3,000 who have been wounded. Those are one by one, friends, one by one terrorists. I want to explain to you that this operation today is one of the greatest operations probably in the history of the state of Israel. And all of you should rejoice and say Baruch Hashem for the IDF for this. I can tell you that being here in Israel right now, the situation in the north is not tolerable. We are losing a majority of our population. Depression sink in. Hopelessness. We are losing the next generation, and we're losing the faith in the IDF and the country because of what's happening in the north. The operation today showed the world just a little bit of the great capabilities that Israel possesses. And miraculously, only terrorists, for the most part, were being taken care of those things. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves today, what is next? I can tell you that the United States already issued a statement and say we have nothing to do with this. Now, the Lebanese and Hezbollah entities already announced that they are holding Israel responsible for this great attack. Why this is significant? Because one of the people that got injured severely is Iranian diplomats. You heard Iran. I believe that this is going to be the trigger for the combined strike from Iran all the way to Lebanon and Hezbollah. More than likely, what we're going to be able to see in the days ahead is the combination of attacks from Hezbollah and from Iran in the days ahead. This is the likely scenario. They have told the Israeli public today, continue with your life, but get ready for a retaliatory attack that is coming your way. Friends, I need you to understand what I am telling you now. A retaliatory attack of probably the biggest magnitude that we have able to see is coming our way here in Israel. Number one, everybody show up to Slichot every day to pray and to daven for Israel. That's number one. And number two, all of us need to right now lift the state of Israel and its leaders in prayer. I was just now on Ayalon Street where people block the Begin Highway protesting against the government and for the hostages while Israel is going through this. Do you understand how absurd it is? While Israel going, these people inside our country still trying to weaken our country at the same time. Do you remember this little book that I wrote, The New Hamas? Friends, the new Hamas and the Fall of Edom and the things we wrote are happening right now before our own very eyes, our own very eyes. I'm asking you, please read the Fall of Edom. And if you read it again and see the prophecies about the Golan and about the Galilee. Those things are happening right now. We, as people of faith, cannot be ignorant, that this is part of anti-prophecy. I want to take a minute and give you a prophetic lens of what's happening. Now, before I give you a little bit of prophecy, I want to say again, I am counting on you. Friends, this is the days, because I'm in Israel and tomorrow I will be with Alex, I will be with Dr. Eldad. This is the days I'm counting on you. Remember, we have the major event happening toward Haifa to donate and prepare the next generation. It's happening in 24 hours. Please pray that the event will be able to take place. Please pray. They can change it in a heartbeat and we will not be able to do the event because if there is a mega attack. For example, just a few minutes ago in the news, Air France already announced that they canceling immediately all the flights to Israel. Just happening right now. The United Nations released a statement a few seconds ago. Look how anti-Semitic and corrupt they are. They say, we are mourning over the civilians who died in Lebanon. And watch this carefully. No, friends, listen to me. Those were terrorists. And Israel, with its superior intelligence, took down a major part of Hezbollah in a humiliated way. But you have to understand something. That's a humiliation. A humiliation to Hezbollah, which makes it now even more dangerous. If you make an animal bleed, it's become more dangerous. And now we've already also taken up one of the diplomats of Iran. So this is, for all other purposes, let me tell you, it is a declaration of war. What's taking place tonight, brothers and sisters, is a declaration of war. We, the remnant, need to stand faithfully, not to be afraid. I am planning to do all the things that Hashem allow us to do here in the land. I'm asking you again today, Operation Israel, look at this link. I am asking everybody today to go and give a tzedakah. Today. Let's do it. I want to give Golani money right now. They're about to enter to a very difficult battle with Hezbollah. It is coming, friends, and it's going to come in a way that is much greater than you can even imagine. It is coming. Now, let's understand this from a prophecy perspective. You and I are people of emunah and faith. Will you please hit the share, hit the like? I want to see on social media Operation Israel. I want to see on social media the Fall of Edom. Please, this is the time, friends. This is the time. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Look what the Navi, the prophet Isaiah is telling us, so you understand things prophetically. And I quote, it says, "Eoroti mitzafon veya'at mimizrach shemesh, יקרא בשמי ויבוא סגנים כמו חומר וכמו יוצר ירמסתית. I have rose him from the north, and he is come from the sunrise, one who invoked my name. And he was trampled ruler like mud, like a potter treading clay." First of all, who is this verse he's speaking about? He's speaking about the coming of the Mashiach. Now, how is Mashiach come? Again, what is north of Israel is the Tzafon. Look again with me for a moment in this verse. It says, I have arose him from the north, and he has come from the sunrise. Let's stop there. There are two different entities that are being woken up. There's a awakening that happened from the north, and there is one that comes from the sunrise, from the east, the one that comes before the sun. Who is the one who is coming before the sun? The one who comes before the sun. Chaverim, this is a prophecy I'm teaching you tonight. Don't be ignorant of prophecy. Understand prophecy. The one that is waking up. I'm asking everybody today, we need your help. I am showing you this in prophecy so you don't think you're in America. And I'm telling you, I was in the United States a week ago. Until you get here and you smell the air, you cannot imagine how much you feel. Not just the tension in the air, not just the tension, you sense something big is about to happen. And you cannot put your hands on it. I am telling you, something big is coming. And look again in the text. Let's dissect it. It says in the first part, Eroti mitzafon. I have arose him from the north. So let's talk about who is going to be arose from the north. The commentators tell us, take a breath, that the one who is aroused from the north here in the prophet Isaiah is King Gog. It's Hasatan himself. Hasatan, and which is the nations from the north, which is directly Hezbollah, and the Tsar of Satan, of Hezbollah, which is a Satan. Who is doing the waking? God is waking them up. You follow this? Why would God waken him up? He's waking him up because he's about to wake somebody else up that's going to come against him. And look at this second part of the verse. It says, and he has come from the sunrise. He's come from the east. And who is the one, friends, who was here before the sun, according to the Psalm 72? The one who is called Inon, the one who is coming from the east. Friends, brothers and sisters, it's none other than the Mashiach, the Messiah. We are witnessing right at this morning. We are witnessing in this exact time in Israel the beginning of the showdown between Satan, Gog, and the nations that are controlled by him, and King Mashiach. Friends, I want you to understand what is happening right now. We are preparing to the final showdown. We are in the final showdown that is before us. Rashi give a very interesting interpretation of this. Listen to what Rashi is saying about this. And I quote, "From the rising of the sun shall call my name. All the kingdom of the earth as the Lord of the heavens has given me, and it's appear that Persia is the northeast of Eretz Israel." Rashi takes the interpretation and he says, this speak about the awakening of the kingdom of Persia, which is Iran, against Israel. Are you following what is happening? This is what you should be looking for right now. And today we had a trigger point, friends. I'm telling you, like I told you before, on October 7, like I told you in the COVID-19, there's a certain trigger points that are happening that we cannot go back. Today we had a trigger point that cannot go back. It's the trigger point of the showdown between Satan and Israel. And I'm asking you today to believe that the showdown is coming and we will be victorious and we will overcome. But we're going to have to go through hell before the final victory. That's why I'm asking you today. Please share. Please support. Please give financially. We are here in Israel right now. We are going to be doing this prophetic event. We're not stopping. We are not afraid. We are not in doubt. But many of our people are. Understand what I'm telling you. Many of our people lose hope. Look at what the Malbim is saying on this, my beloved. The Malbim says, Eroti, awakening? Who am I waking? He says. Who is the one who is waking up? I am waking up Gog. And where is Gog coming from? Eroti at Gog. Please stay on the slide. Thank you. Eroti at Gog. I wake up Gog, who come from the north. Look at that. Stop there. You understand right now? Brothers and sisters, Hezbollah is a representation of Gog. It's the nation that represents the demonic force called Gog in the world, like I explained to you in the book, The Fall of Edom. Read it. Read it. I see people from Korea, you read it. We see people from Spanish, you read it. Don't be like an ostrich. Stick your nose in the sand. We have to understand it. God himself is, the prophet Yechezkel said, the spirit of the south, meaning Hamas, awakening the spirit of the north, which is the spirit of Gog. So in essence, October 7 was the trigger. It is the trigger that opened up the spirit of Gog. And who is allowing it? God is allowing it to do. But look what the Malbim says. This is the awakening. The awakening of Gog who will come from the north. Okay? And who is the one that is awakening from the east of the sun? Et Melech HaMashiach, Asher Ikra Bishmi. I am awakening the King Messiah, who is calling on my name. Are you hearing that, friend? Let me to say to you in the most simple way the following. King Messiah is being called right now to duty. He is being called to duty in these last days to deal with Gog. King Mashiach, imminent return to Zion, is upon us. What you are seeing right now is the birth pangs. As Gog is arising, also King Mashiach is arising. Remember, I spoke about this before. So what should be our demeanor in those days today? Number one, we have to stand with Israel. We have to stand with Mashiach. We have to stand with the truth. Number two, we absolutely, listen to me, we absolutely have to understand the spiritual forces that are standing against us. Israel are not fighting a physical war. We are not. We are fighting what's called Milchemet Ha'emunah. It's a war of faith. It's a war through faith. And the only way we can win it is with unity. We need to pray those protests, the division. You know, it's worse than I thought. When I come here and I see it, and I walk and I smell and I speak to people, it is worse than I thought. It is much worse than I thought. We need to pray for Achdut. We must pray today for unity. And number three, we have to pray for the Itorerut. You see, if the Itorerut of the nation is taking place with Gog, it's the Itorerut, as I explained in the book of Ovadia, a commentary by the Ramad, that the Itorerut of Israel have to be for the coming of the Mashiach. What we need to pray for right now is the awakening of the Jewish people for the call upon Mashiach to come fight with them. Not fighting for them, but rather fighting with them. These next few days are going to be significant for us here in Avatami, Israel. We are going to go and give this gigantic donation. And now I'm asking you, help us to give more than we can ever do ourselves by your faithfulness, by your generosity. Those who are watching me today, let's do it. And let us awakening our people and tell them about the Mashiach who wants to fight with them. Satan is awakening. Well, guess what? So is Messiah, son of David. He is awakening. If you have any question, please ask me now in the chat. I want to answer your questions. Do not be ignorant on what's happening in the spiritual world right now in Israel. What is happening right now is the final showdown between Satan and between Israel, between Persia, as Rashi says, and between Mashiach, between Persia and Israel, Satan and Mashiach, the forces on earth and the forces in heaven are about to collide in a very real way in those days before us. What a marvelous prophecy. Let's look one more time at the prophet Isaiah, the same passage, one more time. He says here in the text, and he trembled rulers like mud, like a potter treading clay. Friends, this should encourage you. Messiah will destroy the enemies of Israel, but Israel also have to do their own part today. May Israel do their own part today. If you believe in that, it says there, על פי זה אומר כי משיח גם עתיד הבלתי ראויים לכולם ירמוס. He, Mashiach, he will crush everything. Everything. What you saw today is because the spirit of the Mashiach is fighting today. Yes, is fighting today with Israel. He's already here. He's already fighting. And now Israel is right here, about to face Hasatan himself and all the emissary of Hasatan. Does it mean it's going to happen today or tomorrow? I don't know. All what I can tell you is this: a serious escalation that can never be turned back has taken place today. We're one step closer for the coming of the Mashiach. Thank you today for tuning in with me. Please donate to the fund on your screen, Operation Israel, faithfully, generously. I promise you, I will give you more updates from Israel, from the Galilee, from the north, as we stand in faithfulness and in truth, broadcasting about the coming of the Mashiach. Thank you for being here with me in this very tense, very high tension evening in Israel. May Mashiach come soon. The final showdown is before us. God bless everybody and shalom.